Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, welcome to Fairfield Today. Paul Jasson with you on as we begin taping here. A beautiful day in downtown Lancaster. The fallish time of the year, just a wonderful time to be around Lancaster and Fairfield County. We thank you for joining us as we are in the lobby of now the 130th anniversary of Fairfield Federal. I'll mention that. A lot of things going on down here. It's just a wonderful place. We appreciate them allowing us to come in each and every week to have this show. We're going to go to a little artsy things to start things out. We've got our buddy Clarence McCoy with us. Clarence, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
I think, although he's involved in many things in the community, typically when we have him on, it's for the Lancaster Community Chorus. How many years now?
This is our 14th season that we are starting. Yes.
And if you go back to the very beginning, which I know you have roots from more than that, it goes
Correct.
back a couple decades.
1967 is when the Unity Singers began, which became the Celebration Singers, which became the Lancaster Community Chorus.
So it's got a rich history in town, and Lancaster Community Chorus is certainly continuing that I think great vibrancy of wonderful music in the community, a community chorus. Other I don't know, Newark, Zanesville, do other places have ones like this?
You know, I don't know if they have as much as Lancaster has going on. There are good organizations in all of those communities, of course, but Lancaster just seems to be blessed with a lot. So,
certainly a lot more than Newark.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. I'll share that. You know that too.
Right
you
now.
know that too.
Right.
Lancaster Community Chorus, they have their concert coming up, and it'll be coming up this weekend, Sunday, November 9th, out at the Crossroads Ministry Center. At 4 o'clock, different time this time.
It's important to point that out. We are an hour later than usual.
I want to mention that because typically the concerts are at 3, and they will return to that. But this one will be at 4 on Sunday, November 9th.
Can I say a quick thank you to Ben Factor at Lancaster High School? The reason we're at 4 is that we had 2 concerts at the same time. The marching band concert is this Sunday at 3. We were supposed to be at 3. He moved his to 2. We moved ours to 4, so we can all coexist and enjoy the blessings of more than one organization here.
And living in a small town, you kind of need that coexistence.
Absolutely.
Everybody gives a little bit without too much pain.
Right.
So the band concert moves to 2 o'clock. Your concert moves to 4 o'clock.
Yes.
And we all coexist.
Exactly.
This is, I really think, a pretty exciting one. And we love them all.
Yeah,
they're all exciting.
Yeah.
This is called Jazz Standards and Torch Songs. And that's in itself, I think that's a standalone concert. That could be a wonderful concert on its own. I think you'll agree with that. But Clarence always has wonderful guest artists who come in and join us, whether it's a choir or a band or anything, bell players. There's been all kinds of things over the years. But this one, truly a big name group, the Nostalgics, big band. Everybody knows them. They're a wonderful organization. It's going to be a fun show.
It's going to be fun. Nostalgic's directed by Dr. Charles Hildreth, a good friend, and we've worked with them a couple of times in the past. Actually, it's the second time with Community Chorus. I've worked with them in some other venues, and we're excited to bring them together. And they're going to have a portion of the concert that they do by themselves, and then at the end of the concert, we will combine our 2 organizations and do a couple of songs for the grand finale, if you will. It's going to be fun.
We always talk about no matter what subject it is, whether it's the Beatles, whether it's older music, classical music, whatever it is, there's a million songs that you can start out with, and you hone it down to 5, 10, 15 songs in the purpose of an event like this. Was this one particularly tough, or just as tough as most?
This one is particularly tough. I mean, many of them are, but this one, there are just so many good songs from kind of that American songbook era, the 20s through the 60s, where the jazz standards, pop standards are happening. And then the fact that we wanted to give Nostalgics a little bit of time as well so they can do their stuff. And this subject matter leans itself to allowing some of our individual soloists to sing a little bit as well. So we're trying to put a little bit of all of that in there, which is going to make for an absolutely fantastic concert. But it's a struggle to get it down time-wise where we need it to be and make those choices.
I was going to say, you can't have a 5-hour concert.
No, we cannot.
It would be great.
It would be great, yes,
and a lot of people would love it, but it's just not doable.
Yeah.
And I tell you, when you hear, like I say, I think if it was just the community chorus doing jazz standards and torch songs, that in itself would be worthwhile. They could have a concert with that, and they've got the songs for that. But to add the nostalgic, they are in their own right truly remarkable.
Absolutely. Some great players in there. A few of them are going to join us on some of our choir songs as well, in addition to the full band doing so at the end. It's just going to add for a nice variety and be a great program that everyone's going to enjoy.
So let me mention again, it's 4 o'clock this Sunday, not 3, which is the standard time. So if you get there at 3, you can just wait around because it will coming up at 4.
Exactly.
It's at Crossroads Ministry Center out on West Fair, 2095 West Fair. Tickets are $12 in advance, $15 at the door. You're on social media. You're way ahead of your time with QR codes.
We have the QR codes. You can buy tickets
Clarence,
online.
I'm so
Indeed.
impressed.
I know. For old people, we're doing all right. Yeah.
You buy them online. You can use the QR code. They are available at the door, but it's as I think you can well imagine, this is going to be a well-attended concert because each group, the Nostalgics, certainly have their fans that follow them. The Lancaster Community Chorus, you have your groupies, the people that attend each and every one.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be I would think, maybe a full house out there. And if you've ever been out there, it's a wonderful venue for a concert. It's a full basketball floor of seating, which is generally filled up with participants and listening to this. So it's how about the songs we're going to be talking about? What would you say are some of the really highlights?
You know, we're doing some Gershwin stuff. Gershwin's one of the highlights of the American Songbook songs we're doing. I Got Rhythm and Slap That Bass. That's a new one that we're doing this time. A really good arrangement of that. Torch song wise, we're doing Cry Me a River, which is just a wonderful arrangement of that, and Georgia on My Mind, a really good arrangement of that. Lazy River, I'll Be Seeing You, It's the Lovely, That Old Black Magic, and then combined at the end, we're doing the old band standard Moonlight Serenade, Glenn Miller, and then we're finishing up with Blue Skies at the end. A nice arrangement that was written just for choir and rhythm section, and we asked a local musician, Dr. Paul Young, to arrange big band parts to go with us to this. We contacted the composer and he gave his blessing for us to do that, so we can put that together as well. So it's going to be a good thing. Several of those songs feature some of our soloists along the way, and then there'll be a few other songs added in the mix with solos and small groups as well. Just going to make for a wonderful, varied program. I would like to mention now's a good time to buy season tickets if you would like to do that for our season. We have 3 concerts. This is the first of 3.
One.
Yeah. The middle concert is we're calling just classic, and it's kind of choral classics that we're doing, some that we have done before, mostly we've done before, that we're bringing back some favorites. And then the last concert of the season, this one's going to be another fantastic one. Next year is America's 250th birthday, so the concert is America at 250, and our guest artists for that are the Lancaster Community Band. We haven't done that since Celebration Singers that put the two together, and that's going to be at Fairfield Christian Church because that's the only facility in town large enough to hold us all on the stage and the audience that's going to be there. Yeah. So we're going to split that concert with them. We're going to do the first half, they're going to do the second half, and then we'll do a few songs together at the end. And so it's going to be an exciting season, and it's a great deal. If you buy a season ticket for $30, it's only $10 per concert instead of the $15 at the door each. So it's a big savings to do that as well. I'd like to also say the chorus is up to, there's over 80 singers singing this time. I'm excited. Our age range is everything from high school age students all the way up to people who don't remember high school anymore. Everything in between we've got there, and I'm excited by that we have this multi-generational group together that are just singing so well. Yeah.
Well, it's and again, how many years now under the guise of Community Chorus? Community
Chorus is our 14th season.
So 14 seasons, and let me just congratulate you, because I think you drive so much of this, is that the varied programs. I mean, in the course of a year, or even the course of a decade, you just don't see much duplication. Now, there might be a couple that would have a Beatles song in it from here and there or something, but just like this one, this is a unique concert. It's certainly standalone that your group has never sung before.
That is correct. And we certainly try to innovate all the time, so it's new for us, which we enjoy doing, new for our audiences. And you know, it's also a good thing to say about our audiences, the folks that show up. We have a large audience every time. When I hear from my people who do what I do in other communities, they contact me, and they don't contact me to ask, hey, how'd your group get so good? They contact me to say, how do you get audiences like that? Because they don't see them, and we do here in Lancaster, which might be the answer to why we have so many of those quality groups, because people here in town support them, and we hope you'll support this as well.
Well, and kind of like what we hear at the Lancaster Festival, they get calls all the time. Deb gets calls. how do you get this turnout? How do you get this event?
Yeah.
And I would say the same for you, that this year you have a tremendous reputation in the community, and it's built on great concerts for the last decade plus of years. And golly, this sounds like it's just going to be the latest one, and should be fun, huh?
I think fun for everyone involved.
How? Tell me about we've got a couple minutes here. Tell me about the community chorus. What, 80 plus members?
Over 80 members, yeah.
And these are what, audition parts?
Everyone auditions to be in the group. To be there, we make sure they have the basic skills that they need, and then that helps us balance the number on each part. You know, there's the soprano, alto, tenor, and bass, to make sure we've got a good number of each to balance and make it sound good. And these folks give of their time generously, and people drive from northern Franklin County, from Ross County, from just all the surrounding area to Hocking County, exactly, Perry County, Licking County. People who drive to be here, all of the counties that are close to us, come to be a part of this organization, and that's exciting. It really is.
And what do you, 6-8 weeks prior?
We do 8 rehearsals. We do 8 rehearsals, and on the 9th week we do the concerts. So one rehearsal a week for 8 weeks, and then put that together, and then we take a break until it's time to prepare for the next one, and that's how it works.
It's exciting. Again, it's coming up this Sunday with the Nostalgics, and again, congratulations on the groups that you picked to augment the wonderful Lancaster Community Chorus. I mean, when we think of, you just mentioned the community band, or we mentioned the handbell ensembles, or all kinds of groups over the years. The Lancaster High School choirs have joined your group in many concerts over the years, and young people, it's always so much fun to see the young people out
to
there.
Watch the future happening. Yes.
Oh yeah, they're there. Yeah. So again, it's this Sunday, November 9th, and it's 4 o'clock. That's something we want to hit on right there. It's a little later, but 4 o'clock out at the Crossroads Ministry Center at 2095 West Fair Avenue, out near the Lancaster Campground. You go out that way, big sign, road sign right on the road. $12 in advance, $15 at the door. Hit the QR code that you find, join, become a member.
Sure. And LancasterCommunityChorus.com has all that information, or our Facebook or Instagram pages.
And great presence on social media. So pretty exciting time. Will it be different? How many are in the Nostalgics, would you say?
There's 20 or so.
20, yeah. It's a good-sized group on their own, so you'll be directing all of that.
At times, yes.
At times when both groups are together. Is that a challenge to bring in both parts at the one time?
You know, it's
a lot of cues.
It is, and fortunately, all the groups are good, so that makes it easier to do, and we get the one rehearsal together. That's all we get to make it happen.
And I think that's pretty remarkable.
Sure,
that really,
sure.
I mean, they practice all the time.
They do.
Practice all the time, but coming together, you got one shot.
That's
and
right.
say, we're doing it this Sunday.
That's correct. That's it. That's how it works. It always seems to work out.
So far.
That's right.
Okay, so it's jazz standards and torch songs this Sunday, November 9th. It's with the Nostalgics, a big band. Should be a wonderful concert. I'd get there early. You'll have a seat if you got a ticket. Do that ahead of time. I'd encourage that. Save some money, and just know that you got a seat out there. Good luck on this one. Sounds like it's going to be a fun one, as they all are.
Thank you. I think we're going to enjoy.
I think you will. Clarence McCoy with the Lancaster Community Chorus and the Nostalgics Big Band, Jazz Standards and Torch Songs this Sunday at 4 p.m. at Crossroads. Kind of be there. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll be back on Fairfield Today.
At Fairfield Federal, we believe true prosperity is shared. For 130 years, Fairfield Federal has invested in the community that built us. From supporting businesses that employ our neighbors, empowering the initiatives that strengthen our community, and serving generations of families, Fairfield Federal is proud to share this milestone of progress with our hometown. Fairfield Federal is your place for checking, savings, and home loans. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 402612.
Fairfield Medical Center is more than a hospital. We're a health system that's been putting people first for more than a century. From the youngest patients to the eldest, our compassionate team of caregivers are here to support you through every season of life. We are healers, cheerleaders, patient advocates, and champions. Your health is our greatest accomplishment, and we are proud to serve you. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
Did you know Fairfield DD provides coordination for over 1,200 people in Fairfield County? That's 1,200 unique journeys, each filled with talents, dreams, and challenges. And while no two paths are the same, one thing is true for everyone. Life is easier when you have the right support. That's why we're here. From early childhood milestones to school transitions, employment, and adulthood, Fairfield DD connects individuals and families with the resources they need every step of the way. When the right support is available, a vibrant community where people lead lives of greater independence and make meaningful contributions becomes possible. Learn more at fairfielddd.com and check us out on social media. Together, we're building a more inclusive Fairfield County.
What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. I want to thank Clarence McCoy coming in, telling us about the wonderful group, the Lancaster Community Chorus, that has their event coming up very soon this weekend. And it's a busy time around the community. As you get to this time of the year, it seems like every weekend, every Saturday, every Sunday has at least a couple of events going on. Sometimes you have to pick and choose. Sometimes there are events you can get to do one, then do the other, like he was talking about, the band event and then the community chorus event on Sunday. But one of the ones we want to talk about now, and it's just a wonderful event. It's been going on for over 20 years. It's Freedom's Never Free. This is the 2025 version. Our guest to talk about that today is Les Reynolds. Les, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Les is a volunteer for Freedom's Never Free, always out there, always engaged, always doing things out there. This is a pretty special year for this. And every year, if you know about Freedom's Never Free, you know what they do is they pick a moment in time with veterans or in the world community of wars and things like that they highlight something, and sometimes many events at one time. And this is the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. And it's going to be November 6th, the 7th, and the 8th. So it's coming up this weekend. It's going to be a great event, and it's going to be highlighting the end of World War II. This is a special time. Anytime I think you can salute World War II veterans. You're a veteran, thanks for your service. Anytime you can celebrate the greatest generation, you can't go wrong there.
Right.
I know you feel that.
I do. I know my grandpa was a World War II veteran, so was my grandpa's cousin, I think, was World War II veterans.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, my father was, he was involved, he wasn't at Pearl Harbor, but he was on a hospital ship which circled around there and was involved in that at World War II. And in fact, kind of a cool story about him, they had the draft back then, but he was too old to be drafted. He was beyond the draft age. But once a war breaks out,
right,
the gloves come off.
Right,
so he got drafted anyway,
right,
even though he was over what would be whatever the age was, 35. But he was over that. But he was in anyway and served his time. So again, the greatest generation. We thank all those families and all those people that did that. So this thing, it starts on the 6th. It will be this Thursday. The arrival, the escort's always a big deal coming in like that. It's something to be there and see that.
I personally haven't been there because I've always been working, but I have been told that it's pretty good.
You have a real job.
Yeah, unfortunately.
With the Veteran Service Commission. We get that, and you do great work there too. But then at 4 p.m., in my estimation, one of the highlights of the things I get to do each and every year, and I'm fortunate enough to do a couple veterans things around, but the Field of Honor down there with all the flags. Do you know how many there'll be this year?
I know it's over 350 plus.
So and it increases every year by some number, so over 300. It's a lot of names, I can tell you that, to read them off.
I know your voice gets pretty tired by the end of it.
Gets a little weak and a little thin as we get to do that, but that starts at 4 o'clock, and it's out there. And I would encourage anybody after Thursday evening to drive by what would be, if you think of where the parking lot is for the Fairfield County Fair, which is kind of off North Columbus Street right there. You can drive, and you can actually drive in because it's open 24 hours a day.
I don't think it's going to be open 24 hours a day because of the fairground changeover.
Okay.
I think they do lock it up at a certain time.
Okay, but certainly during the daylight hours, 300 flags out there, all displayed. It's a pretty cool thing.
You can still be able to drive down North Columbus and see it, how
and that's
the
a
lights
great
are lighted
view.
up and everything. So,
and that's such a great view because right behind it is the backdrop of not only the fairgrounds, but you've got Mount Pleasant there. It's
lit up at night
it's,
too.
It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing to see. So that's all coming in. What will we be able to see when we think of on display that day?
So we're bringing in the monument that Freedom's Never Free actually built, and it's the World War II memorial, traveling memorial.
Similar to the one that's in
Washington,
D.C.
D.C., yeah.
And I know now a lot more people know that because of the honor flight. So
Right.
many more veterans have been able to be there and see that. And so that comes in, starting at noon or?
Actually meeting up at Mott's Military Museum up there in Girlport at 9 a.m. And we're going to try to get as many bikes and Jeeps as possible. Whoever has the most is going to win a trophy this year.
Ooh.
That'll be displayed during Freedom's Never Free with a little plaque on it with whoever won the event this
Very
year.
nice.
And then it'll be leaving kickstands up at 11:30, arriving at the fairgrounds at noon.
Les Reynolds, volunteer for Freedom's Never Freeze, joining us today to talk about that. And again, it's coming up this weekend, 6th, 7th, and 8th at the Fairfield County Fairgrounds. All of it, I guess, is going on down there. We were just talking about the arrival of the escort, and then at 4 o'clock will be the Field of Heroes, and then there's always a program following that. So there's always some good drill teams. I always enjoy them. It's kind of a nice program then that follows that.
Yeah, they have a silent drill team that comes down. And then we have, if you have a flag of a veteran or first responder that you purchased from years past, family members are encouraged to come down and place the flag. If not, we do have some volunteers planting those flags for people who are not there.
And I know they have, I assume they'll have it again this year, Fair Hope Hospice.
Yes, the pinning on ceremony.
We'll have a pinning ceremony. Any veteran there, stand up, they give you a nice little piece of paper that indicates what this is all about, and a nice pin with Fair Hope Hospital on there. So it's a nice little ceremony. I was thinking, I was going to ask you, do you dress up for the USO dance?
I did 2 years. Jeannie convinced me to play Captain America, and I dressed up as Captain America by myself the first year. Then the second year, we actually had Wonder Woman and Superman there.
Don't tell me those days are done.
Yes, they are done.
Oh, I hate that. I love that, Les, when you do that. Now, did Jeannie dress up?
No.
Shocking.
All right.
Shocking. Okay, just want to share that. So they have the USO dance, and that's there in the
I believe it's a AAA building.
AAA building,
Yeah.
or the big building back there where everything takes place back there. It's a great facility, used so much of the year. It's a perfect facility for what you want, and they have awards for the best WW2 era. Did you win anything?
No.
Okay, you probably disqualified because you're on the team.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Ethics.
We want to keep those high standards. And then Saturday, the appreciation celebration, and then they'll have the closing ceremony at 6. And again, things they're talking about are the pet parade.
Patriotic pet parade.
That's at noon?
That's at noon. We encourage pet owners to
And that's
dress
Saturday, right?
Saturday, yes,
Yeah.
Saturday noon. Encourage pet owners to dress their pets up in patriotic costumes, and then we'll do a little lap around the fairgrounds.
So I mean, it's just a wonderful weekend. I know you've been involved in it for quite a while, and we see especially the turnout for that Field of Heroes event. You see a lot of families, and that's worth noting too that if you've purchased a flag for a family member or a friend, if you want to come post that, you could do that.
Right.
I want to bring that up, that it's certainly able to get out there and do that. So encourage anybody that they can come to that. And anybody can come view it too.
Right,
I mean, it's a nice service down there. Goes pretty rapidly, even with 300 names. It moves along quite well. But anybody can come and attend that and just enjoy that moment as they post all these flags, and you sort of see it come to life and shape up out there in the parking lot of the fairgrounds. But if you have a family member that you're involved with, you can post a flag yourself. They'll help you with that and take it out there. But every year that's growing, and it's really an honor. I know you feel that, to be involved in something like this.
Yeah, when I first started, I was just somebody there with a table. But then somebody convinced me I should start volunteering more. So
Twisted your arm?
Yeah, I twisted my arm. So the table kind of disappeared, and now strictly volunteer.
And now you're a volunteer.
Yeah.
That's how it works. But again, it's a worthwhile thing to do. And again, over the years, I think about Vietnam and Korea War. I think about all the things that they've highlighted, all the smaller wars that they've talked about, the big WW2, the WW1, all the things that have gone on. This is one that's highlighting the end of World War II, the 80th anniversary of that. And again, it's always moving to see and also there are other organizations out there that will have tables and displays,
local,
right?
BVA is going to be out there. Mid-Ohio Jeepers organization is going to be out there. A lot of them. There'll be a lot of them there, but you can kind of move around as you're looking at the flags, or you're inside in the building there. They have a lot of tables set up that veterans can get answers to some questions they might have. Veteran Service Commission, they involved in that out there? I'm there. I'm usually the go-to guy. Everybody knows I work with the Veteran Service Commission, so I do get questions asked. But
that's good. Dual role there.
Right.
You're worth everything they pay you, Les. I can tell you that. Les Reynolds is with us from that. Going to be a fun weekend. It seems to roll around pretty quickly. It seems like, every year it seems like we just did this, and here we are again.
Yeah, it's Halloween decorations go up, and pretty much that's the end of the year.
Now, and it's all over, and Christmas is right around the corner. We know that. I wonder, is it the group of people that decide, or do you look for, like this is the end of World War II? Do you try to find an event that you can sort of hang your hat on that, well, that's what we're going to do?
I think we pretty much tried to do it that way. There has been a couple ideas thrown out there, but we try to keep it on the timeline of past events that's happened in the past.
Did you have one out there that you've enjoyed more than the others?
Actually, probably the first time I went out there, I wasn't even involved with it. It was the first time that the Traveling Vietnam Wall came. So that was because my stepdad was still alive. He's a Vietnam veteran. So I went out there for him to take pictures because he couldn't go there. So.
Yeah, and that's always, for any Vietnam, if you go to D.C., like I say, for honor flight people that have gone for that, that's always a tough one.
Yeah.
That's always a tough one. But again, now, and just speaking of the honor flight, and again, they've highlighted all those events here in Lancaster. We've been so fortunate, the traveling wall and all that. You think about now this mini version of the World War II thing, when you see the real thing there, it's pretty impressive. But this is amazing here.
And it's mini, but it's still massive.
Sure. Oh, yeah. By mini, don't think small by any stretch. This is something. So it's coming up this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and that's always a good time to get out there for the arrival is at noon on Thursday. 4 o'clock is the Field of Heroes, and then they'll have an opening ceremony and a program after that. I know they've had Warren Mott's there over the years. They've had some speakers come in and kind of a brief ceremony with the drill team and with some singing. Always had a nice little program to follow that Field of Heroes thing, so that's going on. And the pinning ceremony that the Fairhope Hospice will be involved in. Friday is the dance at 7 o'clock there in the building. You can dress up, get involved in that. And then 8th is you got the pet parade going on at noon. And then the appreciation celebration, they have the closing area ceremony at 6. So it's kind of a compact little thing. They've got a lot going on there.
It is, but it's a lot going on, but it goes fast. It's extremely fast.
It goes fast. So it starts this Thursday coming up at noon with the arrival of the escort. And again, coming from Mott's, and if anybody's ever been to the Mott's deal up there,
I did want to mention about that. Anybody that's in the escort, they do get in go take a tour of the museum for free, either before the kickstand's up or anytime after that. If you don't get to go through the museum at that time, Jeannie will have tickets for anybody that wants to go to the museum for free.
And plan on spending some time there. I was up there recently, a couple years ago, and I was probably there for a couple hours. it doesn't even hardly scratch the surface of things he's
And I'm-
assembled up there.
I've heard that he still has stuff in storage that's not on display. So
And he was getting some 911. Now, I think we want to mention that too. This weekend's all about first responders too.
It's first responders as well, yeah.
Veterans and all that, but it's all about first responders. We want to include them in this. It's kind of evolved into that, and it's a worthwhile thing. Well, Les, thanks for what you do to help out the organization. Your job at the Veterans Service Commission, but taking on this too, it's a whole different thing. We appreciate you coming down. It's this weekend. Don't plan on getting much rest this weekend. You're going to be busy. You're going to have things going on. We want to see you out there. Hope see your smiling face around there, answering questions as needed.
Yep.
Les Reynolds with Freedom's Never Free, starting this Thursday at 4 o'clock will be the opening ceremony, and get things moving down there for the Field of Honor. So it's going to be a fun weekend.
as long as it's not cold.
Well, it is what it is.
Right.
You'll be there regardless.
I will be there regardless.
I believe that. It'll be a fun time. Freedom's Never Free this weekend. They got a big place on Facebook, a lot of social media things out there. Find out about it. So if they call out to your office there, they can answer any questions they got too. So looking forward to it.
We'll see you there.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That's our show, Fairfield Today. Thanks for joining us.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.